Namaskaram. Welcome to day 66 of the Safe Soil Journey. So, yesterday we were exploring about Angamardana, how it can help you build physical fitness and strength. So, today we'll cover about Surya Shakti, which can also give you similar benefits like Angamardana. So, one can choose to practice Surya Shakti, which is something which is very similar in terms of the postures to Surya Namaskar, since many of you may be aware about this Surya Namaskar. So basically, Surya Namaskar, Surya Kriya, and Surya Shakti, they for an outsider it may look very similar when they are practicing, when a person is practicing, though there are many differences in the practice. So Sadhguru was mentioning that Surya Kriya is the original practice, and from that practice, these practices were derived, whether it's Surya Namaskar or Surya Shakti. So Surya Shakti is more for physical fitness and strength, and if someone is looking for physical fitness and strength, and apart from that some spiritual benefits as well, then Surya Namaskar can help. And someone is looking for these two plus a strong spiritual process in it, then Surya Kriya is the most effective practice. So Surya Shakti, especially if one is looking to build muscle strength, energy levels, increase the energy levels, then this is something which can be taken up. It is suitable for anyone above 7 years of age. So if you have children, this could be a good practice to get started with. We have been offering this in many of our Srishti programs for children, and we have seen that they are able to take this up and practice this very easily. So in this Surya Shakti, based on your fitness and your strength, you can slowly scale up the Surya Shakti, the number of cycles. You can start with 3 cycles and slowly go on increasing the number of cycles, and even go up to 108 cycles or even more. So I think you may have come across earlier when I had posted my video of doing 108 Surya Shaktis for over 6 months. So I had shared my experience about the same, so you can even go through the same and see how I had built this up starting from scratch. So it is possible for any of us to take this and do this. And Sadhguru was mentioning that if one can practice Surya Shakti and do about 108 Surya Shaktis on a daily basis, then you don't need any other exercise. It can not only give you physical fitness and strength, but it can enhance you in a state and take you to an energetic state that you will not believe that something like this is possible. So it can elevate your energy levels to a huge extent. So there have been many people who have been continuously practicing Surya Shakti, and this is something which is very dynamic, and you can as you get more comfortable with the practice, you can even see how you can do it faster. So you start with slow, if if you're just learning the practice, perfect the postures, and then you can also increase the speed, and the number of cycles also can be increased based on the time or duration you have. So this is a very flexible kind of practice which can fit into anyone's needs, and we've seen that this is becoming very popular among meditators, and I've heard so many sharings of people doing Surya Shaktis and what benefits they are gaining from practicing this. So if you have been practicing Surya Shakti, please share how your experience has been so far, what benefits you have gained, and if this is something which you wish to learn, then there's no prerequisite for learning this practice. Even if you are just haven't learned any yoga before, practices like Upa Yoga, Angamardana, or Surya Shakti, you can start off anytime. Just that if you have any spinal issues or chronic ailments or any serious ailments, then it's best that you consult your physician before taking up and practice like Surya Shakti. If they say that you can take up something like Surya Namaskar, then that should be good enough for you to learn Surya Shakti as well. So for such a condition, if you have such conditions, then please consult your physician, and if they say yes, then start by doing it slowly, and slowly see how to increase the speed and get comfortable with it. So you can learn this practice from any certified Ishat Yoga teachers. Again, this practice is not offered online, so please make sure you learn it only in person. Even if someone has uploaded their video online, don't watch the video and try to do it. You may feel that you know all the steps by seeing it from outside, but the way the breath has to be done, to be taken care of, and how the count is done, there are many subtle things which you cannot notice just by seeing a video. and you won't be able to get the benefits, full benefits of doing the practice unless you learn it from a proper source in a committed atmosphere. So please see if you can learn from the right source and practice this properly, rather than just picking it up from someone who has just uploaded online and trying to share their experience. So this is something which is not available online, and you can find a teacher nearest you. Learn this practice. If you have children at home, both you and your child can learn this, and you can practice this together. That would inspire them as well to continue doing the practice. So would be very happy to hear from you how your experience has been about doing these Surya Shaktis. Earlier in Isha they used to teach Surya Namaskars. Now they don't usually teach Surya Namaskar. They just teach Surya Shakti and Surya Kriya. And Sadhguru mentioned that these two practices are more than enough. If someone is just looking to build strength, start with Surya Shakti. And if they're looking for an intense, powerful spiritual process, then they can add Surya Kriya as well. So generally we are, Sadhguru recommended to see if we can practice both. For us, we in the training program, we were practicing both these, and we continue to do these practices even now, both of them. So if you want to directly start off with Surya Kriya, that can also be done, or you want to start with Surya Shakti and then add Surya Kriya once you get comfortable, that is also possible. Or if you're just doing Angamardana, then and you don't want to learn Surya Shakti, that is also fine. Even Angamardana can give you similar benefits. You can even either learn Surya Shakti or Angamardana, or if you have time, you can do both. If you have learned both and if you are finding it difficult to manage, one day you can do Surya Shakti, one day you can do Angamardana. So something like this can be done. So based on your time, even if you have half an hour to dedicate on a daily basis, then one can learn Surya Shakti. It's not something which will take up much of your time, and you can definitely use this as a substitute for physical exercise. If you have been jogging, running, doing gymming, etc., then this is something which is much more convenient. You don't need to subscribe or anything. Just learn this once, and then after that, see if you can practice this at home. Irrespective of the weather or whatever else, you can do this at home. It doesn't require much space. And the best thing about this is that it can help build your muscle strength, and you don't lose the flexibility of the muscle as well, unlike gymming, where you may tend to lose the flexibility over a period of time as your muscle bulk increases. So this is something which can assist in that. So please see how you can make use of this practice and share with us how your experience has been. Namaskar.